Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So first and foremost, so I do not forget, I want to give a disclaimer because I am going to be talking about medication and my personal journey. So obviously I am not a doctor. I'm somebody healing from chronic illness, and this is just a part of my story. So on into the story. Okay, I've waited a long time to kind of catch you guys up on part of my journey, and you're gonna see why I've been a little bit hesitant, because in the world of vestibular disorders and things of these nature, some things work for some people and some things don't. That's just kind of how it is. Everybody's bodies are different. Everybody develops symptoms. You know, some things may be worse for other people. Some people may be able to handle medications, some can't. And so, you know, it's always kind of a touchy subject, but I know a lot of you guys are following me and curious about my personal journey. And so I'm just going to update you. When was it? Let's go into the calendar of my memory. It was, to be exact, February 3rd. You guys, if you followed me for a long time now, you know my whole story for the most part. You know that I have tried benzos, I've tried an SSRI a few different times and failed at an SSRI a few times due to the side effects. And we all know the story behind all that. It's just hard because we're overstimmed anyway, so you add those medications on top and it's just like a disaster. But one thing I've always told you guys, I have never been anti-medication. Once I hit a certain point and realized, whoa, this isn't just going away in a month, you know, I entertain the idea of it. And especially after I got diagnosed and all the research I've done. But I'm not one where I personally do not think it's healthy to take one medication after another. Say if one doesn't work and you know, you went through the process of giving it a try and then coming off of it, and then you jump right back on to trying another medication back to back. I hope that makes sense. I personally don't think that's very healthy. So the reason why I've only tried an SSRI a few times is because I've given my body, even though I was never on them for more than like a few weeks, it took a toll on my body because of whatever dose I was on and the symptoms I was having. It took me quite a while. And then of course, you know, I go through the process of like, well, I'm feeling decent and what I'm doing, you know, with diet wise or vitamins or exercise, you know, the whole package. Because the thing is, an SSRI, I hate to say it, is not going to 100% make this go away. It's a package deal of cleaning up kind of everything in our life, and the SSRI just kind of helps support us and also helps the anxiety to chill out so you can work on whatever therapy you're on and so forth. So here I am once again. Like I said, it was in January, and I obviously must have hit a bump in January to make me entertain the idea of trying medication again. And so I ended up talking to, how did this go about? I think, yes, I talked to my doctor, and she actually wanted me to work with a psychiatrist because they are good at dosing and knowing diagnosis and things of that nature, and helping in that department. And so I was like, okay, let's do that. And so, because the thing is, I've already done everything else. I've done the behavioral therapy, I've done the vestibular therapy, I've done visual therapy, I've done so many things, but I'm still struggling with certain things, specifically visually, and that's something else I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. But as some of you guys know, I'm not only was diagnosed with PPPD, but I was also diagnosed with PMDD. And usually, if you have PMDD, either a birth control or an SSRI helps that diagnosis. And so I have 2 diagnoses where an SSRI can benefit me. So I decided to go for it. Let's see. So I saw the psychiatrist January 31st, and I actually ended up getting like the stomach flu that weekend. And so I didn't start the medication until, what did I say? Where did I go? February 3rd. So here's where, please don't hate me for this, because I'm gonna explain. I have been on this medication this whole time, so I'm going on 2.5 months, which is the longest I have ever been able to handle an SSRI. I'm going to tell you what I'm taking for a dose, but please don't be upset with me because I'm not going to tell you what medication I'm taking, and I'm going to explain why. The reason why I'm not going to tell you what medication it is because, like I said, I've been going on 3 years of this. I've heard a lot of stories. I've seen a lot of research. I know a lot about this diagnosis, and I've learned a lot about medications in the process. And I've realized SSRIs are not one size fits all. A certain medication may work for somebody and it may not work for somebody else. And I see it time and time again. And I know there are other people that have triple PD and they are on a certain SSRI. It's working great for them and they should keep going with it if it's working. And that's why I don't want you guys to run off and try something that works for me, because it may not work with your body chemistry and everything that's going on. And that's where you need to talk to your doctor. All I'm gonna say about it is a super common SSRI. It's not one that nobody's ever tried and it's brand new. It's been out there for a long time. And actually a lot of people that have triple PD tried this one. And so I'm just gonna talk about my journey with this specific medication thus far. Because like I said, I wanted to always share my story with you guys and kind of keep you up to date, but I wanted to make it more than a few weeks before I shared this with you. So it's definitely been more than a few weeks. It's been almost 2.5 months. And here's what the psychiatrist and I realized this is what I believe personally, and my psychiatrist agrees, is the smartest plan of action for people with triple PD. Because obviously a lot of people are getting put on this medication, they're getting put on a dosage that is way too high for our systems to handle, and then the side effects are taking over and then we're done. And it's just like we're stuck in this vicious cycle. And I'm gonna say I'm not taking Effexor though, because I do know people microdose Effexor. That is not the one that my psychiatrist thought would be beneficial for me, but Mayo Clinic did suggest that one to me. So what we've decided is we are going to take a 5 milligram pill, and I'm not just taking, now some people would be like, okay, that's really low. We are going even lower than that. I'm cutting that thing in 4, guys. So I am legit taking, it's like 1.25 of a 5 milligram pill a day. Basically, I'm licking powder because it's such a small little piece. But here's the thing. I started taking it, and I will admit I did have one side effect for 2 weeks. But I'm glad I pushed through it because it stopped. It did increase my dizziness pretty bad for 2 weeks. But the thing is, if you've been dizzy for like as long as I have, or some people are dizzy for longer, I was like, I can tough this out as long as I'm not having the brain zapping, I'm not having nightmares, I'm not having like gaining weight, I'm not sleeping. Like that was legit my only side effect. So I'm like, you know what? I can get through this because it's not like the other times that I've tried before. And so, like I said, I'm taking 1.25, it's at milligrams, I believe, of this pill. and I'm only doing it once a day, and it did cause severe dizziness. Only 2 weeks, that went away. And seriously, since then, no other side effects. But I do have to say, so it's been 2.5 months, and usually you can tell, some people can tell a big difference in the way it's helped you. But for me, being this dose is so low, I haven't noticed a drastic change, except in a couple of different areas. And then I'll explain why I'm still taking such a low dose yet. Okay, so the things I have noticed, as far as the PMDD diagnosis, I was dealing with a major tank in my mood right before my cycle. That's pretty much gone away. I have not experienced that since taking this medication, and it has decreased the anxiety due to my symptoms in general. And so I can tell there's like a faint difference, but I'm to the point now that I'm 2.5 months in, I can even tell I probably can up my dose now. And that was our thinking, me and my psychiatrist, that was our thinking, that she's like, we're gonna baby step this as much as we possibly can. She's like, we have to look at the big picture, in the, you know, way down the road. She wanted to see me succeed, and she wanted to see me to be able to handle this medication to help support me in my healing process. And so we've been taking the baby steps. So I see her again at the end of this month, maybe. I don't know, we're all in quarantine right now, but regardless, we will be talking via email or whatever it may be. And so we're gonna revisit. I think she's gonna ask me how I'm doing on it. And I actually am gonna say to her, I think I can maybe try half of that pill every day and see how that goes. Because like I said, we just want my body to essentially get used to it without harsh side effects slapping you in the face and then giving up. Because sadly, that's what I see happens to most people. And I am finding out that a lot of people, yes, there are some people that get better, or not, maybe not 100% better, but you know, they live okay lives with their symptoms without the medication, but some people have a harder time. And like I said, because of my PMDD diagnosis, I was having a harder time because every month I was tanking. And I know I gotta keep on the exercise, I have to keep on the diet. This is not, if you guys know me at all, you have to hear me out and don't just hear me talk about medication, because you guys know I'm not all about that. And if I didn't think it was an okay time to maybe try it again, then I wouldn't have. But I just kind of, you know, the thing is, I pray about everything, and I want to get better, you know. And it's like, I had peace about it. And a lot of my family and my friends knew this. Like, every day when I would take that medicine, I would say, this pill is only gonna help me and not harm me, and I would take it. And no joke, every day I say that, this pill is only gonna help me and not harm me. And seriously, it's working. It's really working. And so I hope that gives peace to some of you that have been struggling with the thought of trying a medication to help you with your diagnosis. Because the thing is, especially as a Christian, I struggled with it, because I'm like, people are gonna just think I've got anxiety and depression, I have to be on this medication for that, when really this medication helps support our brain and helps things kind of connect together and helps our system settle down and the anxiety settle down. And I've been working hard to do it without, and I need a little extra support, you know, and I have no shame in saying that. And it's just another piece of my personal puzzle. And so, like I said, I hope this was helpful to some of you that are maybe struggling, and maybe now you can talk to your doctors and say, hey, can't we go way lower and try this? You know, because I just think that's the way to go to see more success. So anyways, if this video was helpful or I made sense, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, I'm over on Instagram at newlifesparrow23. We can chat over there. I post more often and daily over there. But yeah, I wanted to, like I said, I held off on this one for a little while because I wanted to make sure that I was on it for a decent amount of time. And honestly, I don't plan on going off of it because the thing is, I'm not feeling any negative side effects from it. So I'm gonna keep going. So I will definitely update you in the future and let you guys know how it's going along with everything else. But I'm going to be done rambling now. I love you guys. Have a great day and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.